Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. Well, I have to tell you that when they started making four-door coupe SUVs, I thought it was kind of dumb. Talking about vehicles like the BMW X6. But having driven the vehicle we have this week, all week, out on the road, with my family in it, really enjoying it and going for a good drive, I've kind of come to understand why we have it. Well, from the front, the GLE Coupe looks just like the regular SUV. And this being the AMG version, you get the big grille with the chrome slats in it, the large Mercedes star, and then down below the really aggressive front fascia that looks like it could suck in a smart car. Also like the quad headlamps with the light tubes over them, the double bubble hood that pays homage to the Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. All looks very nice, really ties it to the Mercedes brand. Come around the side and you start to get in kind of the different profile of the coupe versus the regular longback. The 22-inch alloy wheels, red brake calipers, give it a very aggressive stance. And it's really a big vehicle. I mean, this is a mid-sized SUV. So you got 22-inch wheels and it still looks like it's kind of hulking over them. In the back, I like the fastback roofline. Again, at first, I thought this was really stupid. I thought, why do you have a truck with a fastback roofline? But it really kind of works for this vehicle. It just looks really big, really muscular, and really tough, and I like it. I like the gentle little spoiler here on the back, the quad exhaust outlets. This is kind of cool. You press the star for the power hatch. When you come inside, you think of this less as a regular SUV and more as a very big sedan, and it starts to make a lot of sense. Lots and lots of luggage space in here. Back seats fold down. You can get bicycles in no problem. So you get a lot of the flexibility and space of an SUV, but you really get the style of a coupe. Well, being the AMG version of the GLE, Mercedes did absolutely everything in the interior to give it all the luxury you'd ever want. It starts with the seats. You got these nice, thickly bolstered seats, leather, suede. They're heated and cooled, multiple massage functions, just absolutely divine for a long drive in it. And start looking at the materials. The stitch coverings here on the console, on the dash, wide swaths of carbon fiber, same on the doors. You got suede on the A-pillars, on the headrests. Everything's just absolutely first rate. Kind of the silver finish here on the controls, on the climate controls, all look really nice, just very, very classy. The steering wheel, nice thick steering wheel with the suede here and a carbon fiber on it again. Just looks like it came right off a sports car. Looks really nice. And I really like how they do their infotainment controls, how Mercedes does. It took me a little while to kind of get used to them. I used to kind of like the old school Mercedes, but I've really grown to like their setup. And a lot of the other automakers have too. They've really kind of copied it. You can go look at some of the new Kias and they've got a very similar arrangement. But I like, all the instruments are here, very clear, easy to see, all flat screen. Touch screen here. And unlike some of the competitors, you can use this as a touch screen, you can scroll through the stations, you can use it to get into navigation, you got a home button. Navigation there, your phone, and just kind of swipe back and forth. Very easy to use that. If you don't want to use a touch screen, you can do it by voice. You can also do it down below. You've got a touchpad here that works like a mouse that will also control that. Or the driver's got little pads here on the steering wheel that you can use like a mouse as well. So you've got multiple ways of doing it, however you'd like to. Some other really nice luxury features on this. This has the Burmester high-end audio system. It sounds absolutely great. You got speakers in the doors, you got speakers in the lower doors, speakers in the pillars, speakers in the roof. Sound just comes from absolutely everywhere and it just sounds just absolutely divine out on the highway. Absolutely enjoyed it very, very much. And to connect your devices, you've got wireless charging down below here on a pad. Just put your phone there, let it charge, no problem. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, Bluetooth. So very easy to connect your devices here too. Got the panoramic sunroof, power's open, very nice. Just everything you'd ever want in the vehicle. And all the safety gear too. Of course, you got adaptive cruise control, you got lane centering steering. You have to keep your hands on the wheel, but it pretty much steers itself even around corners. You've got forward collision alert with auto brake, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear cross path detection, the full suite of safety gear. From a vehicle that has an AMG badge on it, driving the GLE 63 has been a lot of fun this week. And it really starts with the engine. You've got a 4-liter bi-turbo V8, delivers 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. Connects to a 9-speed automatic transmission to the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. It's just all the power you need all the time. But what I really like about it too, though, it's really smooth. It's not overbearing. You don't feel like you're going to squeal the wheels all the time. You can drive it in traffic, you can drive it through town, and it drives very comfortably. But when you're out on the highway or out on a track preferably, you step on the throttle, it just lights up and just takes off. 0 to 60 rolls up in 3.7 seconds. So that's pretty quick for biggish mid-size SUV. But this has some other tricks beyond that I really like. This has the air suspension. You can adjust it. There's actually a little button or a little knob here on the steering wheel. I've got it in comfort mode right now. So the suspension's comfortable, and we drove the vehicle about 400 miles over the weekend. Had my family in it. went to a museum, and just really had a nice time in the vehicle. And it rode very comfortably. It rode like a big, comfortable SUV would. And with those 22-inch wheels, sometimes, you know, in cars they can get a little harsh. Not too bad in this one. So anyway, you can adjust it from comfort into sport, sport plus. You can see it changes up there as well. You can change it. So there's sport plus, there's sport, and it's showing, you know, up here on the screen how the suspension set, how the exhaust actually changes the exhaust sound too. You make the exhaust louder or softer. Suspension softer or harder depending on whether you're going for comfort or more towards sport in the track modes. Also, it makes the throttle a little more sensitive in the sport mode. Steering tightens up a little bit. But I found out on the interstate, on the highway, comfort mode is just right. If you want to have a little fun, you put it in sport mode. If you're hitting the track, you hit sport plus. All that works really well. I do like that they have some individual adjustments. So you can change the suspension settings here with a button on the steering wheel. You've also got the exhaust, the suspension here in the console as well, so you can change it individually. A lot of vehicles, you know, you have to either in sport mode and everything goes sport, or you're in comfort mode and everything goes comfort. But this one you can set up individual settings, and if you want a soft suspension and a sensitive throttle, you can set it up that way, and it's nice. And with the air suspension, you can also raise and lower it. So if you want to do some off-roading, you can do that. I would suggest you get something other than summer performance tires if you want to go off-roading, but the vehicle is configured for that if you want to. But it just was, you know, this week was just really nice driving it. Fuel economy is probably the one downside on it. Looking at 15 miles per gallon in the city, 19 on the highway. But again, you're driving a vehicle with 600 horsepower and turbos, so that kind of comes with the territory. Well, after spending a lot of time with the GLE 63S this week, I have really kind of come to appreciate it. You get the interior space of a mid-size SUV. You get the sexy styling of a four-door coupe. You know, you have plenty of room for the family. The back seats go down. You can load your gear in. But it's just something special, and especially in AMG form, where you get that 603 horsepower V8, all-wheel drive, the big wheels. It just all works together really well. And of course, the very luxurious interior. But all that, and you can imagine, it has an AMG logo on the front of it that's going to come with a price. The base price for this vehicle is $116,000. As equipped, you're at $134,000. But if you can afford it, I think you're going to like it. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Till then, storm forward.